Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another Face the Facts Sports Minute, which is presented by Sports Zone 101. We hope your summer is going off to a great start. We're about midway through our summer here at Sports Zone. It's been a great summer so far. If you're interested still in our programs, our parties, or other information, please check out our website located at www.sportszone101. We hope to see you soon this summer. We want to turn our attention right now to the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be the only thing that we're going to talk about today on our Sports Minute because it's pretty much all Red Sox right now. There's nothing really going on with the Celtics, the Bruins, nothing really started yet. We know the Patriots are just about ready for their training camp. But the Red Sox are in an interesting situation right now. Here's a team that, in my opinion, we've discussed this here on our Sports Minutes, that's very much underachieved. They're a team that just came off their World Series win back in the fall of this past year. It's a team that's still trying to search for another pitcher, a closer, key hits. What are they going to do? Well, the trade deadline's coming up next week. It will be on July 31st this year. It's a little different this year because any move that needs to happen now in baseball has to happen on July 31st by 4 o'clock. Otherwise, your team, it is what it is. So you can't sign players or claim players on waivers anymore. You have to make all your final decisions on what your team is going to look like for the rest of the year. There's some things the Red Sox definitely need, and on the top of my wish list are pitching. Pitching is something that has been one of the Red Sox biggest flaws this season. Right now, the starting pitching has been mediocre to average at best. The bullpen really doesn't have that much of a consistent, reliable reliever that's out there. So who's available? Who's around? It depends on what you want to do. It depends on if you want to package some players who are minor leaguers, could be good prospects, to get proven talent. One of the names I'm looking at right now is San Diego Padres closer Kirby Yates. There's a name that has some, well, number one, he's having a great year for San Diego. He's at about 30 saves right now. If you remember, a little deja vu, the Red Sox traded to get Craig Kimbrell back when he was a San Diego Padre. Will the Red Sox make that next move? In my eyes, if they really want to look for a closer who is dominant, that would be my first decision. You also have to look at Nathan Eovaldi, who just came back from being hurt. Eovaldi right now is being relied upon and called upon in the bullpen right now. A role that he really hasn't done in his career. I really like Eovaldi much better as a starting pitcher. So hopefully if we can get some help in the bullpen, Eovaldi can slide back into the rotation and add somebody who has a proven veteran presence that I think the Red Sox are lacking right now. If you want to look at some other lower tier or not as high leverage kind of relievers, you might want to start looking at some players that the Blue Jays have. One of them, which is Ken Giles, who's the closer over there for the Blue Jays. I don't love it because he already failed once with the Houston Astros, and the Astros traded him about a year ago because he didn't solidify that closing position. Another name that the Blue Jays have is Daniel Hudson, a reliever that kind of would fit in that mold of a Matt Barnes, a Brandon Workman, a Heath Hembree kind of type. Could that be somebody that's on their radar? Absolutely. Another name, that's Shane Greene. Shane Greene is a Detroit Tigers closer. Dave Dombrowski, former general manager from the Tigers, has some sort of a relationship still with his former team. There could be some sort of a move to get Greene as well. Wouldn't probably have to deal too many high leverage or high prospect types. So that could be somebody that the Red Sox definitely could be interested in. The Chicago White Sox have also some rumors that are happening with the Red Sox. We've heard Jose Abreu's name, which is very interesting to me because that's a hitter who's having a really good year. Where would he fit into this Red Sox team? I think if you go after an Abreu type, that means you're parting with something of a Mookie or a Benintendi or a Moreland, somebody who would become a little bit more expendable on the Red Sox. The White Sox also have a reliever by the name of Alex Colomé, who could also be a great asset to add to this bullpen. The moral of the story here is we're still in that problem spot where the Red Sox never really got two other players to replace Craig Kimbrell or Joe Kelly. Those two names that are no longer, or those two players who are no longer on this Red Sox team, has had Matt Barnes and Brandon Workman and other guys kind of try their best to slot into their old roles. Hasn't really worked out well so far. In my eyes, I would be a buyer at this deadline. I do not want to see the Red Sox sell. I think right now where the Red Sox are in the standings, they have a great chance at still making the playoffs. It's a matter of how they perform. Performance has got to be better. So far in this second half, we've seen some players who have had a down season so far start to play a little bit better baseball. One of those names is Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is having a very good second half. That needs to continue if the Red Sox want to continue to do well. Your mainstays, your most consistent players of the season have been Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. Those two guys atop your lineup make an unreal 2-3 punch. If Mookie is continuing to hit like he is, then you have a very lethal 1-2-3 punch. JD Martinez is a player that I am looking at very hard right now to determine what he's going to do the rest of this season. Right now, Martinez has had his ups and downs throughout the year. It looks like he is a little bit banged up, dealing with a little bit of a bad back. You got to get him healthy because you need his production as your cleanup hitter to go anywhere if you want to in the postseason when that comes. Amazingly right now, even though the Red Sox haven't done as well as we had hoped, the team does lead the American League in runs scored. Right now, there are over 600 runs that have been scored this season, which is more than last year's 2018 team. We need to see consistent production if this team wants to qualify for the playoffs and, of course, see if they can win another World Series to go back-to-back. That would be the first time a team has gone back-to-back for a World Series title since the Yankees did it in 1999 and 2000. If you remember correctly, the Yankees won 3 championships in a row, 98, 99, and 2000. I want to see the Red Sox do the same on that. That's going to do it here for another Face the Facts Sports Minute, which is presented by Sports Zone 101. We'll see you next time.